We were, I mean, literally getting threatened to be fired every week. And we said, let us take the letter and use it on TV. In what way? I said, we will make that into a comedy routine. But we did like a presidential podium, and the three of us got up there as if Sean was president, and we were standing behind him, and we went through the list of words.
Shit, fuck, faggot, or any other racial or sexual slurs.
Bill Clinton had just given the I did not sleep with that young intern, and that's how we ended it.
I did not sleep with that young intern. As a matter of fact, I was up all night.
Next day, we got a letter from USA that said, congratulations on the ratings last night. What DX did with our letter was hilarious. Congratulations on the success.
There will be less dick references. Oh, shit. Watch your fucking mouth. Well, fuck me. Damn it. Fuck.
There will come a time when you believe that everything is finished.
WWE Corporate has allegedly sent a clear warning message to Triple H, and folks, this is not the kind of message you want to receive. WWE are saying, and I quote, "We are done with you. You will be fired soon." Now let me repeat that. Fired. We're talking about Triple H, the game, the man who's been running WWE creative since taking over from Vince McMahon. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The catalyst for all of this, the recent match between John Cena and Gunther. Now, we all watched that match, and while it delivered some great action, apparently there are people backstage who were not happy with how things played out.
And now just pummeling with blows to the jaw. John Cena has tapped out.
Reports suggest that the creative direction and the outcome of this match raised some serious red flags with WWE's top brass, and Triple H, being the head of creative, is taking the heat for it. Whether it was the booking, the storytelling, or something we don't even know about yet, something went seriously wrong behind the scenes. But wait, it gets even crazier, because if Triple H is on his way out, who's going to replace him? Well, according to these same reports, WWE is allegedly considering bringing back none other than Vince McMahon.
Look, we just had an amazing week. I just said a 10-year, $5 billion Netflix deal. Rock joining our board. We just sold out the Royal Rumble, put 48,000 people in the Tropicana Field. I choose to focus on the positive. And yes, there's a negative, but I want to focus on that and just keep it to that.
Yes, you heard that right. Vince McMahon, the man who stepped away from WWE amid massive controversy and legal battles, could be making his return as the replacement for Triple H, and honestly, this would be one of the most shocking comebacks in wrestling history. Now, let's talk about what we know. Dave Meltzer recently discussed on Wrestling Observer Radio that Vince McMahon never truly intended to stay away from WWE permanently. According to Meltzer, McMahon's resignation was always part of a larger playbook, a strategic move to weather the storm of lawsuits and bad publicity, particularly the Janel Grant lawsuit.
It's a legal case, and there's not really a lot that she can say that hasn't come out publicly, but there were a few things. And, of course, she reiterated that the alleged love letter was something that Vince forced her to write. And she said that she had talked to, I'm trying to find the exact terminology that she used. She had talked to experts who deal with this sort of deal. Experts in sexual assault and coercive control. She said she had met with them, and they said that victims frequently pressured by their abusers to write love letters, and it is a known pattern of behavior.
And given that McMahon still holds billions in TKO stock that he hasn't sold, it seems like he's been positioning himself for exactly this kind of scenario. The big question is, are we really about to see Vince McMahon reclaim his throne? Now, Triple H is not the kind of guy to stay silent when his name is being dragged through the mud. And according to reports, the game has allegedly sent out a message on Twitter responding to all of this chaos. While the exact tweet hasn't been independently verified, sources close to the situation say that Triple H addressed the rumors head-on. The message was reportedly short but powerful, acknowledging the speculation but emphasizing his commitment to WWE and the incredible work his team has been doing.
This is the beautiful thing about our business is people will debate this shit all day long. I say this about our business all the time. If you don't like it, there's nothing in the world I can say to you to make you like our business. If you do like it, there's no explanation necessary. You just get into it, right? But as into it as you are, there will be moments in time in our show I could say, like somebody will say like, hey, those two really got at it. And I was like, no, part of the show. And then they'll be like, no, because I saw that one. I was there. And I know that he did one thing that pissed the other guy off. And then it got real for a second with those two. And you're not sure?
Now, here's my take on this. Triple H has completely transformed WWE since taking over creative control. We've seen better storylines, more coherent booking, wrestlers being treated with more respect, and an overall product that feels fresh and exciting. The ratings have been solid, the live events are packed, and WrestleMania season is shaping up to be incredible. So the idea that WWE would fire Triple H over one match, even if it's a high-profile match like Cena versus Gunther, seems absolutely insane to me. NXT under his leadership became a breeding ground for top talent. Raw and SmackDown have been consistently entertaining.
Let's go, Cena! Let's go, Cena!
It's over. It's over.
Let's go, Cena!
It's over.
Let's go, Cena!
I told you it's happening.
But then again, this is WWE we're talking about, and crazier things have happened in this business. Remember when Stone Cold Steve Austin said about Vince McMahon that he would go to any length to further any angle? Well, maybe corporate WWE operates the same way. Let's dig a little deeper into what might really be going on behind the scenes here. Because this isn't just about one match or one creative decision. This is about a power struggle that's been brewing ever since Vince McMahon stepped down. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Vince McMahon retained final authority over WWE creative decisions well into 2023, even after his supposed departure. While Triple H and his team were putting together scripts, McMahon reportedly had the power to rewrite those plans and approve the final version of each show.
Got up to Vince's office and, it was, normally I'd have no choice but to fire you. And he let that hang there for a long time.
It was so shocking to everyone else in the locker room and the other performers. Well, wait a minute, this is sacrilege. You can't do that.
At that point in time, I was supposed to go from winning King of the Ring into a huge program with Shawn for the WWE Championship. And, that's gone. He's just laid all this out. That's gone. You're not doing, you go to the bottom of the pole. I mean, the very bottom.
It was only when Ari Emanuel from Endeavor stepped in and formally declared that Triple H would have full creative control that things actually changed. And why did Emanuel do that? Because there was massive internal frustration over McMahon making last-minute changes to television scripts on a near-weekly basis. So here's what I think is happening. There are still people within WWE and TKO who are loyal to Vince McMahon, people who preferred his style of leadership, his creative vision, and his iron-fisted control over every aspect of the company. And now that enough time has passed since the scandals, they might be making their move to bring him back.
Yeah, for the main event. So, just wanted to do a couple of quick questions. It's not live. It's just
the John Cena versus Gunther match. That could just be the excuse they needed. A high-profile creative decision they can point to and say, see, Triple H isn't working out. So what does all of this mean for WWE's future? Well, if these reports are true and Triple H is actually on his way out, we could be looking at a complete upheaval of everything WWE has built over the past 2 years. Think about it. Under Triple H's leadership, we've seen the rise of stars like Cody Rhodes, who finally completed his story at WrestleMania 4. We've seen the women's division get more respect and better storylines. We've seen NXT talent successfully transition to the main roster without being completely ruined. Alright, wrestling fans, that's all we have for you today on this absolutely insane developing story. What do you think? Should Triple H stay as head of creative, or would you like to see Vince McMahon make his return? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from all of you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another breaking news update.
Would you be more open or less open to going back to WWE at any point without Vince McMahon around?
I enjoyed working there in the past, and I could probably work there in the future as well. We'll see. You know, to me, business is business, but I enjoy working with AEW. I enjoy all that we've accomplished since day one, especially now with the new TV deal. I mean, we did what we set out to do, which was change the course of wrestling history. And Tony and I and all of us have done that. So we're on our way, man, and we're not going anywhere. So there's really no reason for me to go anywhere else right now. I enjoy working for the Khan family, and I enjoy working for AEW. So I'm happy.
No Chris Jericho. Santi, did you feel in your bones like Jericho was going to come out or not?
No, I didn't feel it I didn't feel the tingle. Even before going into the show, because during the show, I'm like, oh, I hope they don't bring Chris Jericho back here. This is a dead crowd. This is not the crowd for it.
I feel like I got swept away in the hype. I started to see a lot of people that were expecting him on Monday Night Raw, and I started to think, oh shit, maybe everybody knows something that I don't know.
When I came back to WWE in 2007, and I was still doing Y2J, but I had short hair, and it just didn't feel right. It's like, I gotta get rid of this. And I switched from long tights to short tights, and I'd cut my hair, like I said, and I was like, you know what? No more countdown. Let's get rid of that. And I told the announcers and all the press guys and magazine guys, like, never call me Y2J ever again.
And you took it one step further. You changed your finisher.
Yeah, and that's when I came into AEW, I was like, I need a new finish that I can use on anybody. I was doing a lot of kickboxing at the time, and the guy said they do a spinning elbow, and I did it. And I was like, hold on a second, can you just like stand there for a couple seconds with the pad? And I just did it a couple times. I said, would that knock somebody out? He goes, it happens all the time. I was like, that's it.
Chris Jericho has sent a loud and unmistakable message to WWE. He is not coming back. No negotiations, no surprise returns, no nostalgic Hall of Fame run. The Learning Tree has made it clear that AEW is his home, and this statement feels less like a decision and more like a direct challenge to WWE's authority. At a time when WWE often assumes legends will eventually return on its terms, Jericho choosing to stay loyal to AEW exposes a growing shift in power. His warning cuts deep. AEW is no longer a backup option, and WWE no longer owns the future of wrestling's biggest names. By standing firm with AEW, Jericho isn't just rejecting WWE, he's proving that creative freedom beats corporate control, and that the wrestling war is far from over. This isn't speculation anymore. It's a declaration, and WWE has been put on notice.
I'm a big fan of MJF, I really am. And I said to him, when you come back, you're going to be a babyface. And he said, I don't want to be a babyface, I want to be a babyface. I said, it's going to happen. He said, I don't know what to do. I said, but I'm sure The Rock said the same thing, or Steve Austin said the same thing. You can do a babyface comeback, I'll teach you. It's easy. It's easier to make people hate you than it is to make them like you. But once they start hating you, that's when they really start liking you. And he's almost at that point. That's my prediction. I think he'll be one of our top baby faces, whether he wants to be or not, very, very soon. A game changer. That's my thing.
All right, so let's set the stage here. For weeks now, actually, let's be honest, for months, the wrestling world has been absolutely buzzing with speculation about Chris Jericho's future. His AEW contract was widely believed to have expired on December 31st, 2025, and immediately, everyone jumped to the same conclusion: Jericho's going back to WWE.
Hey, I got this. I know you're the best in the world. You want to fight? Then let's fight right here, right now, and bring it.
And honestly, you can't blame people for thinking that. WWE's Raw General Manager Adam Pearce literally posted on social media asking who can break down the walls. And come on, that's Jericho's iconic entrance song. The hints were everywhere. Social media went absolutely crazy. Fans were predicting he'd show up on the January 5th episode of Raw on Netflix. Wrestling news sites were running with the story. Even WWE insiders were like, hey, we might be getting work here, but something's brewing.
Now, Jericho! Just...
Oh, on the way, mate. The match continues. Jericho.
And Coachman even added fuel to the fire by suggesting Jericho would be returning to WWE. The hype was real, people. Royal Rumble season was approaching, and what better time for a legendary return, right? But here's where things get really interesting. So here's the bombshell that nobody saw coming. Multiple credible sources, including Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful Select, have reported that Chris Jericho is still with All Elite Wrestling.
The moment I left to go to AEW, suddenly the entire salary structure changed. For years working in WWE, ask anybody next time you talk to your buddy The Undertaker. Vince's magic number was $1 million a year. Nobody gets more than that guaranteed. You might make more if you're working on top and with the pay-per-view bonuses and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Merch and everything like that. Now, opening match guys are getting $1 million a year, and top guys are getting $30-40 million a year.
30-40 million?
You'd be surprised. I don't think that ever would have happened had there not been AEW to scare the WWE into paying people more.
Let me repeat that. Chris Jericho has not left AEW. Now you might be thinking, wait, what? But his contract expired. Well, here's the deal. Unlike other AEW talent whose contracts expired, like Mercedes Martinez, Matt Taven, and Alex Abrahantes, who all had internal memos sent out and were removed from the roster page, there was no such memo for Jericho. In fact, Chris Jericho is still listed on AEW's official roster page as of right now, and when Fightful reached out to AEW representatives in an official capacity asking if Jericho was still with the company, they got no response, which in this business usually means yes, he's still here, but we're not commenting.
When AEW was about to start and Tony Khan had this idea, when I started talking to him, I started realizing that there's something different here about this opportunity to start a new company, and a company that could be a very big national worldwide company, for example. And what you need for that is you need three things. You need finances and passion. That's one. You need a television contract, and you need talent. You need about 4 to 6 guys you can build the territory around. Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, Chris Jericho, Hangman Page. Guess what? There's your 6 guys right there. You can start a company on that. We had this really amazing opportunity that probably will never happen again to start this company that really had a chance to make it big right out of the gate.
According to multiple reports, Jericho actually re-signed with AEW after All Out 2022, and that deal was announced as running through 2026. Now, he hasn't been on AEW television since April 2025. His last appearance was at Dynasty when he dropped the ROH World Championship to Bandito and told his Learning Tree stablemates Big Bill and Brian Keith that he was disappointed and it was best if he left. But here's the key thing. Sources indicate that AEW and Jericho still have a great relationship. The reason for his absence? Both sides recognized that fans had grown a bit tired of his character, so they pulled him from TV to let things cool down.
Oh, here we go, King in a time. It's a smart little wide crack. Ooh, for a back injury and also a Benoit. Jericho, sell out crap over the corner. Jericho off the ropes. Benoit, here he goes for the Lion's Adder. Benoit falling for the radical on Chris Jericho. Just into the ring. What are they doing out here? Yoo-hoo! That man is.
Now, what about WWE? Surely they were planning something with all those teases, right? Well, here's where the story gets even more interesting. According to WWE sources who spoke to Fightful, Chris Jericho has not been brought up in creative meetings, and he was not factored into the plans for that January 5th Raw episode that everyone thought he'd appear on. PW Insider actually reported that Jericho wasn't even on the East Coast during that Raw broadcast. He was in Los Angeles. So all those fans waiting for Break the Walls Down to hit, they were left disappointed.
It'll finally break.
WWE sources admitted they could have worked. It wouldn't be the first time, but as of their knowledge, Jericho was not in the plans. And remember that Break Down the Walls reference from Adam Pearce? Turns out it was actually a reference to Netflix's Stranger Things, which was being cross-promoted with that Raw episode. Talk about a massive red herring. WWE essentially worked the entire wrestling community with one clever social media post.
Bitterhead.
What is little AJ gonna do about it?
Oh, no, he did not just scoot down to this man's level, bro.
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. No,
bro. Ooh! Okay. I like that.
AJ Styles slaps Gunther after shocking John Cena insult on WWE Raw. WWE Raw descended into chaos after Gunther crossed a major line. Fresh off defeating John Cena, Gunther didn't just celebrate the win, he openly trolled Cena, mocking the legend and questioning everything he stood for, but he didn't stop there. Gunther then called out AJ Styles, delivering a cold warning that shocked the WWE universe, claiming that AJ would be the next one and that he would retire him from WWE just like he did to Cena.
Hey, Pierce! I want AJ! Enough of that! You gonna come in here and complain, huh? You gonna come to the boss and complain a little bit about what happened? Come on, me and you. Me and you. What are you gonna complain? Or you gonna stand there like a little bitch? Pierce, I want him next week.
Next week.
Yeah, AJ, I'm gonna take it to you. Next week it's official.
When AJ Styles finally came face to face with Gunther in the ring, tensions exploded instantly. Gunther, showing no remorse, doubled down and insulted John Cena right in front of AJ, disrespecting the legacy of a man who represents WWE's heart and hustle. That was the final straw. Without hesitation, AJ Styles snapped, slapping Gunther across the face in a moment that stunned the crowd.